Hello, I am going to show you some really cool renaming abilities within ZtreeWin, which is a XTree or XtreeGold clone, which is super fantastic file management utility. And these are things you can't do with other file managers that I know of. These are super powerful abilities to rename. So let's say you have a folder of vacation photos. And, they sometimes get named something like this or image underscore random number. And this is the case with these photos. I have mine set to this color scheme. I like the black background and my JPEGs are all colored this color. So let's go through and show you how to do some renaming. I'm going to tag the files I want to rename using T for tag. So I know these first files are photos of flowers that were taken by her. So I'm going to tag those files and then Ctrl-R for renaming all of those. Just R by itself will rename the current file, which is the one I have highlighted. But Ctrl-R will act on all your tagged files, which are the 8 above where my cursor is. So I know that this grouping is flowers. Oops, let me get the caps lock correct and spelling. But I also need them to not, like if I just said flowers.star, I can't do that. It needs to have different names, otherwise there's naming conflicts. So ZTree has a very cool numbering ability, the incremental numbering. So I can go :01, so I can have a leading 0 there, and it will rotate through them, and then colon to end the numbering scheme, and then dot for the extension. And I could type JPEG, or I'm just going to keep the extension that's there. So let's say there was a bunch of files that had different extensions. The star would keep the JPEG, the capital JPG that's there. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter. It's going to prompt me for the first one. Say, hey, does this look right? Do you like it? And then you'll see over here, I can say yes for one at a time. No, that doesn't look right. I'm going to redo my file spec, or all. So let me do yes for now. And you can see, yep, that looks right. I'm going to hit yes one more time. Yep, it's renaming in the right direction. I like that. I'm just going to hit the A key now to get all the rest. And boom, all of them were done that quickly. And you'll notice I have 790 files in here. I could have done that with all 790 of my files if I knew they were all flowers. I would put an extra 0 in there so that it would rotate properly through the numbers, but yes, you can do that. Okay, so let's say this next group is pictures of her daughter. So I'm going to do another tagging of all the files I know need to be renamed. Ctrl-R for rename. This time I'm going to put the rotating number up front, and I'm going to go ahead and I know there's over 100 total in this directory of pictures of the daughter. So I'm going to do 001 and then a space and then daughter. Normally I put the name, but I'm just keeping it generic for this this demo. And so, I can do it this way, and you'll see if I hit enter, it's going to prompt for the first one. 001 daughter, yes. Yes, I like it. Yep. 002, yep, I like that. I'm just going to hit A for the rest to do all of them. Boom. That was done super quickly like that, right? Let me Alt F to show the full file name. Alt F will take you through several different looks of your files. And right now, when it's showing so much information on the screen, one more Alt F will show me the full file name, because it's giving the full width of the ZTree window to the name of the file. Okay, so let's say I want to rename, you know what, I'm mistaken. I did this by mistake. That's not my daughter, that's my son. I'm going to Control rename again, all those tagged files, everything with a diamond there on the left is a tagged file. And the control is going to operate on just those files. So I don't want to change anything else. I like the numbering. I like the extension. So I'm just going to use a search and replace function, which is double quote daughter, which is the string you want to replace, double quote again, and son. And then you end it with another quote. Yes, just 3 quotes, which makes my programmer brain a little crazy, but that's the way this works in this scenario. So this will find any instance of daughter in the file names that I've got tagged and replace them with son. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK. It's going to ask, does this first one look okay? I'm going to say yes, Y for yes. Second one looks, yep, it's doing it right. So I'm okay with this continuing with the rest of my files. I'm going to hit A for all. And there you have just renamed every file that's tagged from just the text daughter to son. Super, super powerful stuff. And very quick. All right, let's say this group is, I know we were surfing, okay? But the other thing I want to do is I want to actually keep the original, the string, the P1110. I want to keep that as part of the file, just as a reference, because I know other people have copies of this, and I don't, I don't want to be able to, I want to be able to dedupe, because my wife has copies of this on her laptop, but I want to be able to know what these particular ones are. So the way I'm going to do that is I tag those files, TTT, Ctrl-R to operate on all of them. And now I'm going to do, for the beginning of the file, I'm just going to use the asterisk, okay? And that's going to signify everything before the extension, just same. Keep it the same as it was. And then I'm going to put in a less than sign. I'm going to put a space for this one, and I'm going to say surfing. And then I'm going to put another space, and then 01 colon to start my numbering, 01 colon to stop the auto numbering. And then I'm going to end the insert. So this less than sign and greater than sign here signify, hey, I'm inserting this string into the file name. And so I still want the same extension at the end. So I'm going to say dot and then star at the end. And this, let me show you what's going to happen here. I'm going to hit enter. It's going to prompt me for the first one and say, is this what you want? And yes, right here, it has the beginning of the file and then my surfing01.jpg. It's exactly what I want. So I'm going to hit the yes key now to see if the next one looks right. Yep, surfing02 with P1110107 and keeps going. And I'm just going to hit A for the rest. Boom. And that allows you to keep part of the file name in there and insert a new part of a new piece of file name into the string of your file name. Super powerful stuff once again. Okay. So let's say down the road, I've deduped everything. I don't want this P in there anymore. I don't like it. I want to get rid of all of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a quick trick. I'm going to just rename this first one. And so that it's now in my history buffer, you see it's the same name. I'm just renaming it to itself. ZTree allows that. And now it's in my history buffer. So I can pull it up and I'll show you how that works. I'm going to hit Ctrl-R first, though, for renaming all these files. And when I hit the up arrow, it's going to show me the last name file spec I used on this. And I'm going to go ahead and hit enter on there. Now, normally your cursor will be a block. Mine is now not in insert mode. Hit the insert key on your keyboard to get it to this mode where it's an underscore moving under your text instead of a block. This is the correct mode for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a forward slash, which is a slash leaning to the right, over each character of this string I want to get rid of. Okay. And then the rest of the file name I want to remain the same. So I'm just going to do star.star and then get rid of this trailing here. And so that gives me the number of characters I needed to replace. I wanted to get rid of the original file name and then that space in there. And then the rest of the file, I just want surfing 01, surfing 02. I want that all to remain there. So I'm just going to hit enter for the first prompt. Does it look right? Yep, surfing 01. Let me see, surfing 02, and it's gotten rid of the P. So the first two look right. I'm just going to hit A for all, and the rest of the files have now been renamed and removing the beginning part of that string. So that is super powerful renaming abilities within ZTree. You can also do this while moving files. You can move them as those new names. So the original names would be this, and then I can say move, Ctrl-M to move them as flowers01 or whatever you want. I can also, for copy, Ctrl-C, I can do the same file space. So I give the same prompt with this star.star. And if I wanted flowers01, I just start it like that. It would copy it. And then it would say, hey, where do you want to copy this to? Which would give me a destination directory or drive. And I copy them as flowers01. But what that would do is leave the original here named as P111, and etc. And so I have the original files still sitting here on the source drive, but I want my destination drive to have the renamed copies. Super cool stuff within ZTree. ZTree, fantastic file manager. Enjoy using it. A lot of us love it, and you can see why. This is a super fantastic, one of the great abilities inside of ZTree. Thank you very much.